I was just a boy, Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hello, Star Wars fans. You know, there are just 26 days until Christmas 2024. Ho, ho, ho. And happy Thanksgiving to those here in the United States. Celebrated Thanksgiving holiday yesterday. And today is what's affectionately known as Black Friday, when stores sell record amounts of their products and make it into the black on the season for their budgets. So good to see you all here. And tomorrow starts my Santa season in full swing. I've got today off. My wife and I are decorating the house. We're putting up the Christmas decorations. Should say more accurately, we're putting away the Thanksgiving decorations, the fall decorations. We carried up all of the Christmas totes yesterday or this morning to get them all ready, and then we've got to get everything out, set it all up. We're going to do that over the weekend and Monday. Back to work Tuesday, but let's say hello to everybody who's here. Oh, I saw several folks came in. Jedi Mike, right, the very first one. Good to see you, my friend. Jedi Mike, welcome. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Nathan says, hope everyone's having a great day. It's been a while, but I'm back. Hope all is well. All is well, Nathan. Good to see you. And then he said, I'm excited for the Skeleton Crew. And I grew up with the Goonies and E.T. Me too, my friend. Me too. Goonies, you can see through all the marketing, they're very much leaning into the Goonies vibe for this show. And I hope that people can enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy it for what it is. And sit down, relax, and have a good time. I hope that it provides that for everyone. Let's see. Who else is here? The chat jumped on me. Litrix, hello. Hello over in Sweden, I believe, if I remember correctly. Good to see you. Happy Friday to you. Eli, hello. So a weird thing happened today. I think you're referring to the show started, but nothing was there. That's because every so often the show starts without me starting it. And when I go to start it, it says the show's already live. And so a lot of times what used to happen when I wasn't ready for that is I would be sitting here looking like an idiot. Well, anyway, maybe I look like an idiot all the time. I don't know. But in any event, I would be sitting here and I'd click the go button and say you're live. And I'd be, hello. So I prepare a little bit differently now. And we're able to play the intro separately. Eli Martin, hello. Good to see you. 3 days until the skibbity, the Skeleton Crew. Very good. Baymax, good to see you, my friend. We are going to do a mystery box opening today. And then we'll see what's in there, and then I'm going to pack up a figure and send it out to you, my friend. Hopefully Monday. We'll get that in the mail on Monday, so you'll have it next week. Imperial Activity. Hello. Oh, hey yo. It's work day. What? Oh, Imperial Activity. Many of you may have known him before as Rural Farm Boy. He's kind of rebranded himself on social media. Good to see you. And then Don Clatterman. Don Clatterman. Oh, I get it right. Good to see you. Don is fantastic. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Skywalker's Academy. There's another good friend. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Oh, yeah. And then Fearless. Hello. Oh, Merry Christmas. Good to see you. You say it's not Christmas yet, Santa. I know, but for me, it's always Christmas. Right? It's always Christmas. Thank you all for being here. And we're going to do an unboxing here in just one moment. And I would ask you to do me a favor. I know everyone here already has. You've already liked. You've subscribed. You're commenting in the chat. You're being active here. But a lot of other folks know what we're doing. And if you're catching this show for the first time, you're coming by and catching it on replay, we would appreciate your support. We just try to enjoy Star Wars here and looking at it from the eyes of a kid. Like when you hear the intro song, when I was just a boy, Christmas brought so much joy. But then he grew up and things lost their luster until he remembered that this is for children and now looks at things through the eyes of the child, and the answer is to stay young forever, right? Those are basically the words to the intro song. If you'll do that with Star Wars, we got a story today that applies directly to that intro song, and I think we'll be able to talk about it further in just a moment. Sabersmith, hello. There's another collector. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for stopping in. We have a mystery box. I've got it right here. And actually, I've got two mystery boxes. I've got a small one, right? Here's the small one. And then I've got this one. Oh. It's a little bit bigger, right? So we've got a small one we're going to open today. We've got this one we'll open next week. And you know what else? I think the Ghost, that HasLab Vintage Collection Ghost, is going to start shipping out next week. So that's going to be extremely exciting. We should have that before Christmas. We'll be able to take a look at that together. Of course, I've ordered two. And with that, I've ordered two of those ghosts. One of them I plan to give away to one of you. As one of our channel supporters, our members, those folks who have been with us for at least 6 months to 12 months. You know, you guys have been supporting this channel, and I like to do giveaways from time to time. And with that, then we will give away a vintage collection HasLab Ghost. Not only will we give away that, we'll give away with the Ghost. They had a bunch of unlocked figures. One figure, two sort of, that they did not include was this one right here, Sabine, Wren, and Chopper. Right. So there's that. And Baymax reminds me, if I would do the giveaway like now, I would have to do it maybe Monday. If I did the giveaway like Monday, I can have it shipped directly to you instead of coming to me. It saved me a lot on shipping. So maybe I'll do that. I got to give it some thought, but that's a really good idea. But with that, I've got myself with the carded figures that come with it. They did not include Sabine, and so we've got Sabine and Chopper here on the carded figures, and you can see it's part of that mural, that Rebels mural at the end of the show. So we've got that right here. And with this, with the ghost, I'll send you this too. And then the second one, I ordered a second ghost as insurance. It's insurance because I've had to limit my collection, the things that I keep here, to just Mandalorian carded figures, action or creatures, vehicles, all of that. So I've been limiting to just Mandalorian carded things. My insurance is that the ghost will appear in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, or will be in Dave Filoni's movie a couple of years from now, couple, 3, 4, whenever that is, years from now, and they will release the figures on Mandalorian card back, and the ship would no longer be available to order. If the ghost appears prominently in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, or in Dave's movie, when they release all of the figures with the ghost that's featured in one of those on Mandalorian card backs, then I'm going to want that ghost as part of my Mandalorian collection. And folks who did not order ahead would just be out of luck, right? Or they'll have to try to find its second market. So if the ghost does not show up and they don't release those figures, then I'll be selling that ghost along with the figures. If they do show up, I'm going to keep the ghost and I'll sell the Rebels figures. So that's that. We've got a bunch of if-thens in there. So what we're going to do now, we're going to open this. We're going to see what's in the box. Mystery box. What's in the box? You guys, I have a public mailbox in town nearby me, and I have things shipped there so that I don't have to worry about this tag showing up. You guys are like, aha, we got Santa's address. No, you don't. You have my public mailbox, but you too could send something to the public mailbox. I could pick it up and open it on a stream, and you never know what's going to show up. I've got a great big picture hanging on the wall over yonder that my friend Martin Keeler sent to me. Got Darth Elvis, affectionately known as Darth Cheeks, right? He sent that to me. If you would like to send something to me, you could do that as well through that public mailbox. But here we go. What is in the box? What's in the box? We got the box cutter here. We're going to open it. We're going to see what did Hasbro. This comes directly from Hasbro. We'll see. Hasbro typically does a really good job of packing these things, and they show up really nice. And then, of course, the one thing they have in them, the one thing they have in here, is the stuff that scares Peanut, right? So don't show Peanut. Peanut's right there, right? Peanut's back there. She's chilling out. Peanut's happy. But this thing right here, this stuff, it freaks her out. I don't know why. It's just paper, but boy, it scares her to death. So we're going to try not to scare Peanut too much with the packing material, and we'll pull this out. There's the empty box. All right, she doesn't care about the empty box. The empty box is fine. She's like, oh. She says, I can chomp on the empty box. No problem. She doesn't have a problem with that at all. Hello, CGG. Good to see you, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. So right inside of here, we take this wrapping off, and we can see what's inside. What's Bo-Katan? We've got, and I'll set this over here so Peanut doesn't get too scared. There we go. We've got Bo-Katan on VC339. Encourage you guys, if you're not already following Tim at Bost's Bounty, or my friend Only One Kenobi and Tim at Bost's Bounty, they both do fantastic vintage collection reviews you should be subscribed to them for that kind of content. But as I mentioned, I collect Mandalorian carded figures, and there we've got Bo-Katan from Plaisir 15. This is the one that goes with the Mandalorian, also from the Imperial base there with the white, right? But there we've got with the white jetpack, we've got Bo-Katan here, and I've already got another one over yonder, but we've got this. So there you go. This is the latest one. We'll open this a little bit later, but there you have it. What we've got? What's in the box? Yeah, Baymax says there's a Sandberg, Timberlake and Sandberg have a "What's in the Box" song. I no. Has anyone heard any leaks for Star Wars Legos in 2025? I have not. I don't have any strong Lego connections for folks that would have that information. Nobody's reached out to me. So, hey, Mike, look here. Just for you, here's what we're going to do. Mike says, no Bo Din. No. Oh, we're going to do it. Here we go. It's Mike's fault, you guys. We're going to do a Bo Din right now. So we're going to open up the Bo-Katan figure here. And this is just for Mike. Mike, this is for you, my friend. Let's get this opened here, and we'll pull Bo-Katan off the card right there. Here she is. All right, Bo, you need to come out here and visit your boyfriend. All right. Yeah, because Grogu needs a mommy, right? And Grogu needs a mama, and who better to be Grogu's mommy than Bo-Katan? I think Katie Sackhoff would be 100% in support. There we go. There's Bo-Katan, and now we just need to open up Din Djarin here. So let's get this open here. Let's get Din opened right here. Here we go. All right, there. Now, there. and a lot of people don't like the Jack Black Lizzo episode of season 3, but that episode, I think Bo and Din connected at a very fundamental level. So I think Bo and Din have quite the relationship started, especially there in season 3. That Jack Black episode, you should go back and rewatch it, because that's peak Star Wars right there. No, you guys, I'm having fun. So here we go. There's Bo, or here's Din. Here's Bo. Let's see here. What? No, right there. Bo and Din. There. This is for you, Mike. There, right there, holding hands. There you go. Oh my goodness, I'm in a good mood. To see you all. Thrawn Kill. Hello. This is beginning to look a lot like Blurgmas. Oh, thank you for that. Good to see you. I'm having too much fun. I'm having way too much fun. It's we're going to get into some of the stories from this week, and I've got them here ready to share. And I think I'm going to start with in a different order than I had planned, because how things, the conversation earlier was going. And I've got here this story, and it's made its rounds about Denis Villeneuve saying that no, he doesn't want to do Star Wars, right? He explains why he has no desire to make a Star Wars movie. I was talking about the intro song here, where you need to remember and your childhood, and you need to stay young forever. And if you can watch Star Wars, especially Star Wars, I think from the eyes of a child, from your childlike wonder, not with your adult brain doing adult brain things, looking up like, this doesn't make sense to me. Oh, watch it from the eyes of a child, but like you were when you were 10 years old, when you were 12 years old, and the first time you saw Star Wars. If you can watch Star Wars the modern Star Wars in that same frame of mind, then I think you'd enjoy it far, far more. And Baymax, thank you so much. I see what you sent me there. I will update the thumbnail shortly. Thank you so much. But let's get right through here, and we'll take a look at the story, because it says celebrated science fiction filmmaker Denis Villeneuve, mastermind of the Dune movies, has revealed why he'd never write Star Wars. Interesting that in this, and I'm not a huge fan of Screen Rant. Screen Rant covers Star Wars fairly well. Don't always agree, but why he would write Star Wars. I think what they mean is direct Star Wars. Either way, write or direct Star Wars. In his view, it's all gone downhill since 1983. Oh, 1983. My sophomore year of high school. What happened in 1983 when I was well, we all know that's when Return of the Jedi was released. So right there, do I like the two Dune movies? I do, but they're different, right? Dune's a little bit different. Watching Dune, you can see what George Lucas stole, by the way. Anyway, does Denis Villeneuve is an accomplished French-Canadian film director and writer. By the way, I work for a company out of French Canada, right? Out of French Canada, out of Montreal, Canada. My boss speaks French. It's a wonderful, wonderful country, wonderful city. Been there several times. But it says with so many classic movies to his resume, and before his latest Dune movies, some of his best sci-fi movies in decades, he's particularly good at weaving complex lore into a compelling narrative, which naturally leads to many wondering how he'd do with Star Wars. Well, yeah, Dawn, I can't imagine a 10-year-old being cranky about Return of the Jedi, but he was. He wasn't 10 at Return of the Jedi. We'll get there in just a second. It says, she said, I was 30 by then and wasn't disappointed. We'll get there in just 1 second. It says, speaking to Matthew Belloni in the Town podcast, Villeneuve revealed he grew up adoring Star Wars, but in his view, the franchise took a wrong direction in 1983. He says, I was the target audience. I was 10 years old. It went to my brain like a silver bullet. I became obsessed with Star Wars. He says, I mean, The Empire Strikes Back is the movie I anticipated the most in my life. So there you go. Empire Strikes Back, 10 years old. He was 15 years old, he says, with Return of the Jedi. So at 10 years old, target audience, I suspect he was really meaning like A New Hope, or in any event, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back. He fell in love with Star Wars, obsessed with it, right? Said, I saw the movie a billion times on screen. I was traumatized by The Empire Strikes Back, right? No, I am your father. Boy, I tell you, when that happened on screen and we had to wait, right? We thought, who's lying? Somebody's lying. Surely not Kenobi. Surely not old Ben, the guy who has helped shepherd Luke into his position with the Empire or with the rebellion and becoming a Jedi. Couldn't possibly be old Ben, who sent him to Yoda to train. There's no way old Ben would be lying to Luke Skywalker about who his father is. Darth Vader, though, boy, he's a bad guy. Darth Vader's definitely the lying liar, right? So there was lots of debate, lots of quandary. Oh, somebody's lying. So search your feelings, Luke. You'll know it's true, right? and no, and right away he goes. That was great. One of the best cinematic moments of all time, hands down. Empire Strikes Back, fantastic, can't beat it. And then he says, "I adore Star Wars. The problem is, it all derailed in 1983 with Return of the Jedi. I was 15 years old. Oh, oh, 1983. He was 15. He's real close to me, real close. I was born in 1967. In 1983, my sophomore year of high school, I'm a July kid, so I was a little bit younger, but yeah, I'm basically the same age. He said my best friend and I wanted to take a cab. You can't take cabs out here where I live, but you gotta get up an adult to take you. Go to LA and talk to George Lucas. We were so angry. Still today, the Ewoks. It turned out to be a comedy for kids. I thought the Star Wars became crystallized in its own mythology, very dogmatic. It seemed like a recipe, no more surprises. So I'm not dreaming to do a Star Wars. The code is very codified. Oh, hot take, hot take. Well, I've told you guys some things. When I was a kid, I was 10 years old when I saw New Hope. It captured my imagination as well. Empire Strikes Back, peak movie making, peak movie going experience for audiences. 1980, not 1983, 1979, when Empire Strikes Back came out. Boy, in 1980, made just change like those movies. Amazing, amazing. Wow, that kind of stuff, right? And then Empire Strikes or Return of the Jedi for me as well did not care at all, like zero cares for the Ewoks. Ewoks to me just not good, right? I thought they were annoying. And you may have heard me call them here little carpet bears. They look like people wearing carpets as costumes. Like you took an old carpet, you stitched it up and put them on a person, have them walk around. That's what they look terrible. The costumes look terrible. The comedy of them terrible. The destroying the ATSTs with logs and whatnot terrible, right? Hated and the Ewoks. So I share a lot with Dennis in my view of those Ewoks. But you know what? I was also like 15 and I was still a kid at heart. And I was like, okay, didn't like the Ewoks, but I liked the rest of it. And a lot. So much so, Return of the Jedi, I forgave the Ewoks right away. Still not something, yeah. 70s shag carpet. Exactly. I did not care for them. So I get where he's coming from. At the same time, like it didn't ruin Star Wars forever for me. Not even close. Not even close. The way that the series comes to a conclusion, even the Death Star redo, right? Like you take the same Death Star from New Hope, you're like, oh, I've got a second one. Surprise. Lame. But anyway, still fantastic movie. I absolutely love the movie. You just kind of gotta roll with it, right? Baymax says they have data on this. You get you get that 10 at the time of Return of the Jedi release. They love the Ewoks. 10 hated the Ewoks, right? So, right, you get older than 10, hated the Ewoks. 10 years old, they love it, right? So those movies, the original trilogy, huge fan. So much so that more than a decade later, I was so hyped for the Phantom Menace as a full-grown man. So hyped as an Army veteran. Phantom Menace came out. I loved it. I defended Phantom Menace, even with the poop jokes and 3 Stooges and references back to Looney Tunes and the childish, absolutely childish humor in Phantom Menace. Still, I defended it. I said, you guys need to calm down, right? And it wasn't until Attack of the Clones that the wheels came off for me. So I understand Dennis Villeneuve, and I think that all of us are better served, whether it's Return of the Jedi, or it's Attack of the Clones, or it's the Force Awakens with the your mama joke, right? Whatever. All of those kind of things, or the Last Jedi, right? The Last Jedi, where Poe is trolling Hux. Hugs, General Hugs. I'm waiting for General Hugs. I'm General Hux. Hugs. Is anybody there? So there's all, that some people absolutely hated that, that part of the movie. I'm like, you guys just got to go back. You got to be a 10-year-old again, right? If you can look at these shows, the movies, The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, dare I say even The Acolyte, much better served. Let me go back. We've got a ton of things here. Fearless. Yes, I'll Return of the Jedi in the theater that year with my cousin. Yeah. Yub Nub. The Yub Nub song. I have an affection for it, even though, at the time it was like, not a huge fan, but it grows on you. Nathan, I had the Star Wars audio dramas on cassette back in the day. I used to sit and dream, become a reader, and loved science as a result of Star Wars. How fantastic is that, right? How fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. It was the space battles that blew my 7-year-old mind, right? Look at that. Everybody, I was, she who's already jaded by 15. Empire Strikes Out, that disaster of a movie, got Kirshner fired. Not my Luke. Boy, there were some people upset about that too. There were people upset about that. Got my figures from a Happy Meal from McDonald's. Got Chewy. Yeah, see, all this is just fantastic. One of the first popular movies. What a cliffhanger. Yeah. The heroes lost. They're decimated by the end. And you see Luke and Leia he's got his arm around her and they're looking out the window together. I was a Luke and Leia shipper before they were brother and sister. They're looking out and Han had left. That was it. And that liar, pants on fire, Vader messing with Luke. Oh, man. Good stuff. Absolutely good stuff. Nathan, after those cassette dramas, I wanted to be an astronaut. Start reading books about NASA. Fantastic. I love it. Return of the Jedi seems like a myth until this came out. Yeah. The only real Star Wars is the first novel. After that, the franchise fell apart. Aggressively relaxing. Good to see you. Boy, I want to catch up with the chat, and then we'll mention that as well. And then there's with me Warwick Davis, who's Wicket. Yeah, Nick, I'm curious because it's my time, and for people who didn't like the Ewoks back in the day, did they have the same problem with jokes in A New Hope? No. Well, at least for me, no. I was 10. Right? A New Hope came out. I was 10. there is no criticism of A New Hope whatsoever from me. Like, and from the people I knew, people I heard at school, like all of the social stuff we did back in the day, A New Hope, there was absolutely zero criticism from people I personally knew. Now, I'm aware that in the media, they were like, it's not real science fiction. Like, this thing is crap. It doesn't have, like, it doesn't make sense. But that was for adult brains who watched the movie, not for child. I was 10. I loved it. Captured my imagination perfectly. Yeah. Uh, I mean, why wouldn't the Empire just build a bigger, better Death Star? It makes sense. Well, no. Well, does it though? Does it? I, you know, look, I was still young enough. That wasn't the main criticism for me. Like, you're rewashing the same threat, right? The Empire, the Emperor, the Death Star, same threat. You're just rewashing it, right? Using the old one, the new. Um, couldn't come up with a new threat. Couldn't come up with something different. Got to do the same thing, just bigger. I mean, I understand the criticism, right? Uh, was it Hux or Hugs? Hugs. General Hugs. Where's I'll always be 11 when it comes to Star Wars. See, that's a special age. She says she was 24 in 1977. So already a grown woman. Fantastic, Dawn. Yeah, I was just 10 years old, still a kid, still. And from that moment on, and that's really where the wheels came off for me, is that my adult brain started in my expectations, the story that I knew, the characters that I knew in uh, Attack of the Clones weren't the characters that I loved. They're the same character, but not the same, and it ruined it for me, ruined the movie for me. From Yoda to R2 and C3PO, all of it, not good, not good. To be fair, New Hope begins with 15-minute gag where the audience can understand silly robots is not. Yes, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yub Nub was a classic. The power of many isn't getting loved by anyone ever. I'm with you, Baymax. The power of many, not good, right? That song is a big fail, big L, right? Not good. Not good at all. But uh, I don't think it ruins the show, right? Doesn't ruin the whole show. Certainly, like a cringy, like the show still is pretty decent outside of that. I was in my 30s when the prequels came out. Had an idea who Darth Vader was. He was scary. Cut to when I was 22 and saw Hayden say, "I don't like saying," right? And thought, who talks like that? Yeah. Who talks like that? Yeah. Right. Uh, the NPR Star Wars audio dramatization was amazing. It is amazing. John Lithgow as Yoda. When I saw this, when the sequels came out, I made a promise to not be so critical. Same. Right. And we've had this. KG is often with us here. KG, same way. Not going to let it ruin my enjoyment, right? Not going to let my adult brain ruin my enjoyment. And I learned that as a lesson from the prequels, right? The prequels let my adult brain let the prequels ruin Star Wars for me. And it took me a long time to come back to it. By the time we get to the sequels, I just decided, like you said, I decided to not let my adult brain ruin it, right? Don't let my adult brain ruin it. Fearless, hello. Let's see, let's get caught up. Let's see. Off work today. Yes, me too. I've taken a day off. Let's see. Lego Hogwarts. The Lego Hogwarts stuff is great. Big fan of all that. I'm a big fan of Harry Potter series as a whole. So yes, hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. We had a great Thanksgiving. Plenty of leftovers. It's all good. Looks like the chat jumped on me, so I got to go get caught up. Yeah, I'm back to okay, you guys. If I miss your comment and you want to put it back in there, you can because the chat jumped on me. I'm gonna go back and get caught up. Yeah, when I get the feeling that Star Wars is ruined, I go back to animation and I'm happy again. Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. Uh did I see let's see who else we got here. All right. If I missed it, Nerd Mafia. Hey, there's my friend. This is the Bears. Oh, they fired their head coach after that ending yesterday. Oh, I'm not a big NFL guy, and I really didn't have anything on the line for the Bears versus the Lions. But to see the Lions blow the lead they had in the first half would have just made me happy. Losing to the Bears, I could care less, right? Either team, I don't like either one. Who cares? But boy, I wanted to see the Bears win. Boy, the end of that game, oh, yay. I don't know. As a Bears fan, it must have been a rough couple of minutes. Like the last, oh, yikes. Oh, the pain. Not good. Hey, there we go. Max, hello. I haven't seen you in the longest time. Good to see you. I hope Mohawk is doing well. My favorite celebrity cat, Max's cat, Mohawk. He's a little sassy. Mohawk's got an opinion about things, and from time to time, when Max will be visiting with with Jason Ward at Making Star Wars, Max just Mohawk would tell Max what he had to think about things, and I love him. I love him. Good to see you. Good to see you so much. All right, let's get back to the story. Aggressively says, I like the Emperor's return because we got to live in the Star Wars universe for a few months after we heard his laugh. We were just another planet wondering what his return meant. Yeah, look, I'm a huge fan of the sequel trilogy, as most of you know, and it's because I attribute most of it to the prequel trilogy. And I mentioned it just a moment ago. Right, I was 10 years old when the Star Wars came out. I fell in love with Star Wars. Absolutely adored Star Wars. The prequel trilogy, especially Attack of the Clones, wheels came off. And even Revenge of the Sith, far better movie than Attack of the Clones. Like far better movie. Still couldn't put right. Humpty Dumpty had already fell off the wall. Right, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again, and neither could Revenge of the Sith put Star Wars back together again. It couldn't do it. It was ruined. And still, some of the dialogue in there, some of the plot line, and what they did at the end with the kids being born and Padme dying. I understand the grief of people dying from grief. It happens to married couples when they die of old age. They've been together their entire lives, and there's a bit of a poeticness to it when they die that way. And Padme dying of a broken heart does not work when you put it with the birth of her children. Right? It doesn't work. Like birth of the children is one of the happiest, most joyous moments in a parent's life. It's life-changing. It's a miracle of life being right in front of you. Those children who need you depend on you, and you have your entire life is devoted to caring for them. It changes everything. But yet, she dies. She's sad because Anakin, the things that he had done and who he had become. Ugh. I get it, but I don't like it. That's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it. The prequels, it came off the wheels. So going into the sequels, I'm very optimistic, and I said, looked at like I'm going to look at Star Wars from now on in a whole different light. And for me, I was thinking about this as I was doing the show prep. If we looked at it more like mythology, like Greek mythology, Roman mythology, if you looked at Star Wars as mythology and the continuity of mythology, it works, right? It works. Go back and study Greek and Roman mythology and look at the hot messes that are in those storylines. But they're classic that have lived for centuries, right? So Star Wars, I believe, will live on for centuries. And if we look at it as a mythology, then in the mythos and the differences between a story told in a book or in a comic or in a movie or animated show, that's all mythology. Yeah. Yeah. George Lucas studied Joseph Campbell. Right. Right. So look, to me, that's where I've put my headspace. And for me, I'm able to enjoy Star Wars so much better now that that's the case. So enough of that. We've spent enough time on that topic. I want to go to this other Screen Rant story. I told you I'm not a huge fan of Screen Rant, but today we're going to cover 3 Screen Rant stories. The next one says, new Star Wars evidence confirms thrilling Obi-Wan Kenobi theory, setting up the return of a major Legends Jedi. Oh, Legends. A lot of people love Legends. Some people it have more nostalgia for it today than they did back in the day. But Legends, what is it? What could it be? Says the new Star Wars encyclopedia. And my good friend Star Wars Meg, she's been covering different stories from it this week. But it says it confirms a major Obi-Wan Kenobi theory, setting up a return of major Legends Jedi. A major Legends Jedi. And no, it's not Mara Jade. See what I did there, Jedi Mike? You still here? Yeah. It's not Mara Jade. Said Obi-Wan Kenobi episodes 2 and 3 saw the reclusive Jedi Master head to the planet of Daiyu, where the con man Haja arranged for a Force-sensitive child to escape to the planet Corellia. You guys remember that, right? He had a bit of a con game going on. He was using magnets and different things to make people think he could use the Force. And he was taking their money and then making a living off of conning people and then taking their kids and entering them into the path. But he's certainly not Jedi-like, charging people money to do that. It's kind of an interesting storyline. It's kind of fun. I think the way they do it is kind of fun. But whatever your take on that is, there's all kinds of little Easter eggs in there too, by the way, with the path. So there's some information sprinkled into those episodes that maybe we'll talk about another time. But it says attentive viewers notice the child's name was Corran. Well, Corran. Is there a Legends character named Corran? Well, there is. It says immediately they suspected he was in fact the future Legends Jedi Corran Horn. You've never heard of him? That's okay. That's okay. We'll talk about who he is here in a minute. It says new evidence supports the theory, setting up Corran Horn for canon. As a recent Star Wars encyclopedia confirms Corran's mother is named Nike, whatever, right? As noted on Numidian Prime on Twitter, this corresponds with the call sheet from the show. And importantly, it's the name of Corran Horn's mother in Legends. Putting 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. That's how they get there. And it looks like it is indeed the case. So it says second only to Mara Jade in importance, right? So Nathan says Mara Jade is my second favorite character. Yeah, look, I'm trolling Jedi Mike, right? I'm just trolling Jedi Mike. Yeah, Mara Jade is a great character from Legends. even though George Lucas hated her. But in any event, that's a different time, different story, right? It says, here it is, Nietzsche, is that it? Is Jungian archetype. Where was it? Well, I saw somebody put in, uh, remember, the kids played with Star Wars toys in a Star Wars show. Kids played with Star Wars toys in a Last Jedi. The Last Jedi, they were playing with Star Wars toys and telling the legend of Jedi Master Luke Skywalker and what he had done on Crate. Fantastic, right? Kids playing with Star Wars toys in Star Wars. Last Jedi. Yeah, Nietzsche, the same pronunciation. Thanks, Dale. Yeah, so it says she fears for the safety of her son, Corran, when his force abilities begin to show. She arranges a meeting with a man she believes to be a Jedi to arrange transportation to a safe location away from the Empire. While the Jedi is actually a grifter named Haja, Nietzsche believes he's strong with the Force and gladly pays him being Haja, right? The money to get Corran sent into the path, right? So it says what Corran Horn in canon means for Star Wars. Would he be a member of Luke's Jedi Order in canon as well? Well, that creates a little bit of a problem because in Last Jedi, we also see what happens to Luke's Jedi Academy. And presumably, I say that word with emphasis, all of the other Jedi students were killed, presumably by his nephew, right? So it says in Legends, Corran grew up on Corellia as a member of Corellian Security, Corsec. He ultimately found his way to the Rebel Alliance, becoming a celebrated pilot in Rogue Squadron. Where have we heard Rogue Squadron before? Huh? No, no. Yeah. Rogue Squadron, Patty Jenkins movie that may or may not ever get made. Who knows? But Rogue Squadron, Corran Horn, he became a pilot. There, could they be setting up for Patty Jenkins' movie to feature perhaps Corran Horn? Maybe. It says Corran discovered his Force sensitivity, eventually joined the Jedi Order. He was an unusual Jedi because by a genetic quirk, he lacked some typical Force powers, telekinesis, moving stuff, right? Which massively affected the way he operated in combat. It says the prospect of seeing Corran Horn is thrilling. So it said Star Wars is still working on Rogue Squadron movie, and he'd be perfect fit. One of the most popular Legends pilots, and a brilliant way of adding the Force into the movie. He could go on to become a member of Luke's Jedi Order, just as he did in Legends, right? And then our take is that he'd be perfect. Well, more than that, my friends. More than that, let's take a look at Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a great source to go back to just find out. And they've got these two tabs. You can look and see canon. Who is Corran Horn? Well, in canon, right, we're looking at canon. It says he was a rebel pilot who piloted a T-65B X-Wing. Horn served as Rogue 9 of Rogue Squadron. And then the source for this are in like games, X-Wing, Star Wars X-Wing 2nd Edition, Hot Shots and Aces Reinforcement Pack, and Mischance, Star Wars Adventure Journal. So he's in canon as a Rogue Squadron pilot. So in the Star Wars Legends, well, okay, let's just click on Legends. Let's read. Let's read, shall we? What's it say here? It says, let's just get past some of this stuff here. Corran Horn was a Force-sensitive human male, Corellian pilot, Corellian Security Force investigator, a Rogue Squadron ace, a New Republic hero, and later a Jedi Master of the New Jedi Order. New Jedi Order? Oh, where have I heard that before? Where have I heard New Jedi Order? Huh? Oh, I know. We all know. That is in the Ray movie, right? That's the one that had, umpteen writers already. They're still working. Presumably, they've hired another writer. They're putting that movie together. Plus, there's another trilogy coming along, perhaps in addition to the movie, and maybe even a fifth movie, right? 1 plus 3 plus 1, maybe a fifth movie starring Rey in some sort of Jedi role. But Corran Horn, new Jedi Order hero, it says. A hero, right? New Republic hero, and later Jedi Master of the new Jedi Order. Oh, Baymax being naughty. Baymax being naughty. So could we very well be setting up Corran Horn to show up in several upcoming Star Wars movies and projects? You say, but wait, Santa. I saw my friend Jason Ward post it. Hit me like in his 90s. No. Santa did the math. The new Jedi Order movie depends when it's set. But let's just take a look at the math and go back to, where did we see Corran, the child, going into the path? Where did that happen? That happened in the Kenobi show, right? In the Kenobi show, let's see if I can find here. Yeah, 10 BBY. Kenobi is 10 years before the Battle of Yavin. And how old was he in Kenobi? Say 10 or less, right? 10 or less. So maximum 20 years old, right? It's 20 years old at the time of the Battle of Yavin, right? New Hope. Cross, right? The Rise of Skywalker is 35 ABY. 35 ABY plus 20, 55 years old. Oh, Santa's 57. I'm not dead yet. But bring us your dead. No, I'm not dead yet. I'm feeling much better. So 57, he could be 55 years old. And then how much longer after the Rise of Skywalker would the new Jedi Order movie be set? Is it 5 years, 10 years, 20 years after? How much older? He could certainly still be young enough to be a Jedi Master of the new Jedi Order. So there you go. Corran Horn, somebody from Legends. Of course, the mass public's gonna have no idea Corran Horn, who he is, right? No clue. And would then the Legends fans be kind of, kicked off because they took a beloved Legends Jedi Knight, hero of the New Republic, and put him into a Rey movie? Change. Might they change his story from Legends to canon? Oh, who did that? Who else has done that? Changed Legends to canon. When they took Legends material and put it in their movies, in their stories. Who did that? Well, George Lucas did that, of course. So look, there's a tradition with Star Wars. I'm kind of optimistic, and I'm also quite curious to see Meg's take on all of this. Looking forward to see my friend Star Wars Meg. Meg, what do you think? Baymax, I see you, and you're trying to get me to click on one of your comments, so it shows up right here. I'm being extra careful now. I see you. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to try to resist. You're being naughty. Where's Shay? I'm telling him his dad's being naughty. Okay. Ahsoka. We have one more story to cover. It's Ahsoka. They said it's only getting 2 seasons. Being canceled. Oh, it's canceled after 2 seasons. Can't believe it. Lucasfilm. Did it again. Come on now. That's not it. That's Baymax. You know what you're saying. You know what you're saying. You know. don't don't play innocent with me, young man. I know who you are. I see you. Look, Ahsoka season 2 has not been canceled after season 2. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous, I say. Yes, Skywalker's Academy. The end of Star Wars as we know it. Kathleen Kennedy strikes again. Can't believe it. It's insane. People, calm down. Calm down. Nathan says the show is heading into the Mandalorian Grogu movie and Heir to the Empire movie. And I love it, Nathan. You kind of get it, right? So let's just settle down a little bit. Dawn says, I never expected more than 2. Me neither. And if you've hung out with my friend Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net, he made it quite clear what's going on. We're transitioning from Disney Plus to movies. And he is like, but then why are we getting season 2? Because they're setting things up still, right? Yeah, they're pivoting away from Disney Plus, as Baymax said, right? So Mandalorian season 3. There were rumors of Mandalorian season 4. Lots of stories. Mandalorian season 4 is going to go into production. But then something happened. And they decided we're going to push this into a movie. So now, what Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Not a Mandalorian season 4. Would Mandalorian, after the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, go back to Disney Plus to continue? I asked this question of Jason months ago, more than a year ago. He said, no, Brian, that's not how it works. Santa, you're being dumb. Once it goes from a streaming show to a movie, it'll stay as a movie. From the story from there continues as a movie. Interesting. Okay. Jason's smarter than me anyway. He knows more of this stuff. Don't tell him I said that. Jason's at work, right? He's not listening. But again, so they take Mandalorian, turn it into a movie. Mandalorian season 4, turn it into a movie. Ahsoka season 1 begs for a season 2. And we lost Ray Stevenson, tragically. Fantastic character. One of the best characters introduced in the Disney Plus era. Baylan Skull. Wow. And Shin Hati. Great characters. Absolutely great characters, right? So, hey, there's Meg. There's my friend. Good to see you. So, so great characters established. And so Ahsoka season 2, that's Dave Filoni anyway. You know he's going to do a season 2. Well, we also heard, and we also know that there is a culmination movie of this story arc that's going to bring together, and I'm being careful about how to say this, it's going to bring together the stories from The Mandalorian, Skeleton Crew, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, season 1 and 2, all together into a movie that pitches it off. And this has been couched as an Heir to the Empire movie. That's not what it is. Don't get in your head that it's going to take the Heir to the Empire books, but this Heir to the Empire, it's a way to think of it because Thrawn is in it, and Thrawn is a threat. So who was the threat in Heir to the Empire trilogy? Thrawn. So they're making this connection, and they're borrowing different storylines from Heir to the Empire, different characters, so on and so forth. So look, that's going to be the movie that Dave Filoni does. So right now, we've got Jon Favreau's movie, Mandalorian and Grogu, Dave Filoni's Ahsoka season 2, Disney Plus, and then we get to the Dave Filoni movie. After that, we've got Skeleton Crew 2 coming out in just 3 days. As Meg says, Sunday they're doing a release. I presume they're in London So if that's the case, Ahsoka, her story will continue after Dave's movie. Din Djarin, his story will continue after Dave's movie. Din Grogu, his story will continue after Dave's movie. All of these characters. Bo-Katan, her story will continue after Dave's movie. I believe all these characters are going to survive that movie. They're going to continue on in what? Disney Plus shows or movies? Well, as I have learned, right? As I was told and instructed, once a show goes from streaming to movie, it stays movie. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Ahsoka season 2, Ahsoka movie. Ahsoka movie. In the movie, right? All these characters, I suspect, will be in the movie. From there on, the stories will continue in movies. However, it could be some spin-off shows, but nobody should be thinking like this is ridiculous. And I know it gets clicks, but canceled after season 2. But was it ever on the cards at all? I like this because if we read it says rumors swirl that Ahsoka show was canceled after season 2. But in truth, it's likely it was never going to happen anyway. Rosario Dawson brought Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, Ahsoka Tano, to live action at last in The Mandalorian season 2. Nobody's surprised when she returned to star of her own show, right? Mandalorian season 2, then the Ahsoka show. Ahsoka season 2 is now expected to begin filming April next year. That's always been the case. We've known this for a long time. Go back and read Bespin Bulletin, like months and months and months ago, right? So it says new rumors from industry insider Daniel Rickman suggest Lucasfilm is planning Ahsoka season 2 to be a fitting conclusion to the show. To the show. It goes to the movie after that. Any show following the movie will be a different story arc spinning out of that movie. Whether Ahsoka goes back to a show after that would be an entirely different topic, right? Probably not. It says in the case of this series is not renewed for a third season. That's really not the thought. It's like the show ends, then there's a movie. After the movie, then we'll plan what shows come out of it, what movies come out of it. It's not like, oh boy, I hope that we get a good. No, that's not it. Oh, making Santa crazy. If this is the case, it's reasonable to assume season 2 will wrap a lot of the first season's mysteries, finally explaining the secrets of Peridia, and likely Ahsoka and Sabine find their way back to the main Star Wars galaxy. I agree with that. Most likely they will. Says we don't think season 3 was ever on the cards anyway, and that's the gist of it. It wasn't in the cards anyway, right? It was going to go to a movie. I saw Meg post a couple of things, so just go back. Yeah, she says our cinema is showing it Sunday. That's fantastic, Megan. I'm so excited for you. You know, it's showing here in the U.S. in several places, but nowhere in Ohio. And I'm working Sunday as Santa. I cannot possibly go to a screening. So I presume you got tickets. I hope you got tickets. How exciting would that be? Oh, no. Dave's movie is at Rogue 2. Meg says, I love Bo-Katan, and I want her to go find Korma. Go find Korma. Korma. Wait a second. That name is ringing a bell. I'm like, ding, 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 ding. Korma. Who is Korma? My Santa brain isn't making the connection. Corky. I know who Corky is. Yeah, you guys got to watch Rebels. Corky. I know who Corky is, right? Now, I want her to say that, I want her to say that Den is her boyfriend. He is my boyfriend. That's what I want her to say. I want her to say it like that. Some of you may get my references, some may not. I feel like John's movie should be Heir to the Empire. Feels more than Dave's movie. Well, I would not preclude John being involved as a producer in Dave's movie. I'm gonna put it that way. Hey, Mike Yaney. Oh, I just got done digging snow. Oh, we're getting dumped on here in Erie, Pennsylvania. Oh my goodness. Yes, I saw Erie to get that lake effect snow coming off of Lake Erie. And the way the weather pattern's coming today, it's coming from northwest Canada, right across Canada, as I like to say, right across Lake Erie in a southeast swoop, and to land directly on Erie, Pennsylvania. Getting plenty of snow over there. I love the snow, but boy, it can create some extra work, huh? So glad you got that shoveled. Very good. Max is going to go see Skeleton Crew on Monday. Fantastic. Got tickets out there in LA. Wait a minute. You're not in LA. You're in Texas, right? Max is in Texas. I saw there's a couple of places in Texas showing it. Korma is Indian cuisine. She's hungry. I should know. Meg's autocorrect is absolutely spot on in replacing words with food. Right? It does it every single time, and it's the best. That's I love Meg's autocorrect. I have to go to my brother's house and dig there too. Oh no, he's in the hospital. Oh, I hope he's getting out of the hospital after 2 months. That's a long stint in the hospital. Did that with my dad. Glad that he's coming home. Let's get caught up. Korma chicken, yum. Yes, Texas. Okay, very good. All right, you guys, look, I've had a good time today. It's a holiday here. We had Thanksgiving yesterday. I ate way too much food. Enjoyed every bit of it. We have leftovers today. We're getting the Christmas decorations out, and tomorrow I get to go portray Santa Claus. I've already had 3 Santa Claus appearances this season, but tomorrow it starts in full swing, and Santa Claus season is on. My friend Meg reached out to me last week and said, "Hey Santa, we need to do a live stream together." Yes, 100%, Megan. We just need to schedule it, and I think you meant, if I understand, we meant that you'd like to do something to stream on your Patreon. So let me know. I will try to move anything that I possibly can to visit with you. I would absolutely love it. Get hold of me. Let me know. I've got to get a package in the mail for Baymax, and we'll do that today. And I've got a Mike Porter dad joke. Mike Porter dad joke. And this one, Meg, I believe is for you. I believe this one's for Meg. It says, what do you call a violin playing woman that looks like Yoda? Well, you call her fiddle yaddle. Oh, fiddle yaddle. Like fiddle faddle. Oh, fiddle faddle. If you guys aren't from the South, you may not know what fiddle faddle. I think it's like, oh, foo. Daggone it. Drat. Fiddle faddle. Oh. Fiddle yaddle. That's fiddle yaddle right there. Thank you, Mike Porter. Absolutely love it. Fantastic. I hope you all have a wonderful day, a great weekend. Monday, I know that some folks will have already seen the premiere of the Skeleton Crew, but Monday, I think Baymax makes a really good point. I need to do the giveaway of the Ghost, that HasLab Vintage Collection Ghost. I need to do the giveaway so I can update the address and have it shipped to one of you, one of our supporters here. And we'll try to do that Monday, as well as our Skeleton Crew preview predictions game of episodes 1 and 2. And just before the premiere Monday evening here. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Fantastic weekend. Thank you all for being here. I'm so thankful to have you as my friends and to get to hang out with you on the day after Thanksgiving and talk about Star Wars. How amazing is that? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You guys have a wonderful day. And until next time, my friends, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. And may the Force be with you always. Bye-bye.